is describing herself. Please, I didn't write the Bible. Tell your neighbor, this doesn't look like somebody who wrote the Bible anyway. He said, he has regarded my low estate. I am a low person, in a low condition, in a low situation. And God has looked at me in this low state. Now, when you make your hair with a nice wig and your fingernails like claws, and you have turned yourself, your eyelashes like Dracula's eyelashes, you know, you don't get the feeling of a humble person. You get the feeling of an enhanced, elevated, magnified, beautified, beefed up, engorged, glorified entity. True. But Mary said, God has regarded the low state. Estate is state of his handmaiden. It's always good to see yourself as you are, which is low. When Solomon built the temple, he asked a question. He said, Almighty God, you dwell in the whole universe. How can you live in a little house that I built? You see, that's the truth. Rather than speaking in another way. So, pride is invisible. And a sense of being something comes on us without us even realizing how this invisible cloak comes on us. And it's dangerous. Very dangerous. Now, one of the places you can see the development of pride is on an aeroplane, an airline. If you want to see pride, take the different aeroplanes and watch the air hostesses, the stewardesses. It just changes like this to this, to this, to this, to this, to this, until you have a completely different kind of person looking after you. I've been on many airlines. American Airlines, Delta Airlines, Canadian Airlines, British Airways, KLM, Qatar Airways, Emirates, South African Airways, Rwanda Airways. I was on Rwanda Air recently. Kenya Airways. Ethiopian Airways. I will leave you to decide which ones are the proudest and most unpleasant. And you see, from the poverty of the country and the consciousness of the low estate of the country, it seeps through into the people on the plane. Yes. It seeps through. And you just see, and you realize they are not aware of themselves. Yes, they are not aware of it. But it's something horrible. You sit in the plane, you don't even want the person to serve you. She's telling you, will you hurry up and sit down so that we can get on with the flight? Yes. You can choose which airline that would be. I don't want to speak with the accent so that you know which one it is. Pride is ugly. It's just not nice. Pride is ugly. It's just not nice. But Mary, she thought of herself as being in a low state. And girls and boys too, but let's talk about girls. If you want a balanced teaching, if you want balanced thing, don't come here. I preach what I want to preach here. I don't have to give balanced teaching. Yes. Yes. Feel free. Preach about. You have to see yourself in a certain way so that you appreciate what God does for you. Are you listening to me? Yeah. And that is a low estate of yourself. You get it? Now, unfortunately, when you are in a country and amongst a group, the spirit of that country seems to enter you. It's true. Yes. And the more the spirit of that country is in you, the less easy it is to live with you. It's true. You know, one day I was in which country? Colombia, I think I was. And when I came down to the lobby of the hotel, I saw some American people. They were American men. Now, my interpreter told me these people are looking for wives. Yes. Yes. Because, and I said, how are they, what are they looking for wives? He said, no, they have albums. So there were albums on a big table, and each page has a picture of a big, not naked, it wasn't a pornography, just normal dressed up, beautiful girls. And they were going through the albums and to see which one to choose. Yes. They have flown. Americanos. They have flown to Colombia. I believe it must be Colombia. It was Colombia. So I said, why? Why are they here? He said the Colombian ladies are more humble. So they've flown from Americano to come and look for humble ladies whom they can marry. Yes. Wow. Amazing. Yeah. God is, you know, one day my secretary was putting me on a plane, and I said, I don't want to fly on this plane. No. It starts a country whose name begins with one of the alphabets. Yeah. Yeah. One of the last planes I would like to ever be on is an American plane. Yes, it's the West. In case you think I'm afraid to say, it's the West. Delta, American, the West, the proudest attitude, everything. Terrible. You just sense you've entered a new world. Yes. The way of talking. So we have to always, and each time I see the differences, even there's a difference from KLM to British Airways, you see that it just changes. The same tea is being given to you, tea, but the person who is giving the tea, you don't even like the tea again. Hey! How many have experienced what I'm talking about? Raise your hands. All these people haven't experienced it. These people here. Are you guys ambassadors or what are you here? There seems to be a special fellowship around here. They are not from, they are from America. These are Americans or they are Canadians. This is enough for us to ask ourselves. You get it? This is enough for us to ask ourselves, is that how I am? It's invisible, but God feels it. You think human beings feel it? God feels it too. God looks at us and there's an attitude. Yes, Lord, what do you have? Pardon? Lord, speak louder, because I have many things. Lord, I have many things. I'm busy. Lord, my life is going by. I need, I think sometimes that is why God even brings us low. I don't know whether it's possible for us to ever be humble without troubles. And the poorer the country, the more humble. Yes. I remember I sat on a Rwanda Airways from Belgium to Rwanda. It was a very pleasant experience. Yes. Very humble people serving you. Wow. I said, wow, I'd like always to be on this plane. I'd like to be on this plane. You may have all the money, but you can't buy an attitude. Yes. Tea or coffee? Tea or coffee? Make up your mind, please. But what I don't like to hear is when I hear that the children in the church are having that spirit and are become unmarriageable. Yes. And one of the reasons that happens is because you don't travel enough. I need to see, when we had Mountain of the Lord in First Class, I didn't see any of you. Who was there? You were there. And you were there. But apart from, I didn't see any. I was having delegations, 70 people from Seychelles, 40 people from Malawi, this 400 and something people from the UK, this one from the US. I didn't see no Canadians. All of you, I see young people, I didn't see you there. Be careful. If you don't take care, you become some proud, funny group. Yes. Because when you don't travel enough, you don't realize that everywhere is important. You are thinking where you are is important, but everybody is a king of kings in his house. People are kings of kings in their homes. Yes. Everywhere, people are important everywhere. There are nice people everywhere. If you don't travel, you will think where you are is the best and the only. But not knowing there are other places. When you look at the crusade, you see there are places, plenty of people everywhere. There are others apart from the ones that you know. Are you listening to me? Yeah. So I don't want the children, the young people, and the grown-ups too. I want us to be flowing. You can never criticize me unless you are proud. You see, it's only pride that makes you be able to comment and to be able to say, this man, this and that and that. What have I done to you? I've just come to preach to you. How can you talk about me like that? Wow! I preach to you, and I'm telling you that a girl should see herself as in a low estate, and you are telling me something that Mary said. Why should I say John said when Mary is the one who said it? Is it Mary or John who said my low estate? And I'm saying, I'm continuing on that same thing that Mary said. So girls should see. And you are saying in your head that what about boys? Who is that? Let's find the person. No, I think we should locate this person. Which side are they sitting on? They went outside. The Americans. Don't criticize preaching. It shows something that shouldn't be in you. I tell you. Shouldn't be in you. Do you know what we are preaching? We are preaching to make you have a better life. Yes. Who is going to be with you in your house when you marry? Have you thought about it? You're the one going to be in the house. And you know, one of the things I've come to see is that many of the unmarriageable people really want to marry. They are unmarriageable. And many hateful people want love. They are hateful. And they really want love. They really do. They really feel, when I get somebody, I'm going to love him. But they are so hateful. And I look at them and say, this person is so nasty. No one will be happy with her. But she really wants to marry. As a pastor, do you think my heart is not broken? I want the person to be loving. Because when you are hateful, you keep on repelling people. Yes. I've been doing some research on girls who don't marry. Yes. Yes. 3 keys to getting married. 3 keys. Are you ready for the keys? Key number 1. Humility. Key number 2. Humility. Key number 3. Humility. Yes. 3 master keys to getting married. So, I don't see, I want people to travel to Canada and come for a big church album. And they see your pictures and I ask, what are you doing here? So, I'm looking for humble girls. I've heard that Canada has the most humble sisters. What do you think? Yes. They will leave all the young girls in their churches in other countries and fly to get middle-aged humble girls. Even middle-aged, they will get them. They say, wow. What do you think? Yes. You have regarded the low estate of his handmaiden. This is her estimation of herself, that she's a low person. Some people, when you look at yourself, you wonder. It's like you are a queen of, you don't know which place you are a queen of. Brothers, is it not true? Sometimes you see them, you wonder when they go to the toilet, what comes out? Is it diamonds? Is it diamonds that are coming out of the person or what? You wonder, is it diamonds? Diamonds. But I don't think it's diamonds. Maybe it happens in Canada, but I don't think it's diamonds. Okay, sit down. Why must humility be very important for you? Number one, because God resists proud people. James 4 verse 6. God fights you. I mean, can you imagine the devil is opposing you? Now God has also chosen to fight you himself. Huh? Would you like God to join the fight against you? The devil has already decided to oppose you. Now God is going, look at this word. God, not the devil resisteth. God resists the proud. God resists. So every time you are trying to move forward, God resists you himself. That's what he does to proud people. That's why every time you want to get married, he says, he pushes you back. Yeah, he says, no, not for you. Go back. Go back. Stay alone in your room. Hey. Go back. You are too big for that. You'll torment somebody. Go back home, go back home. God sent his angel, stand there. A brother was about to make up his mind. The angel of the Lord will whisper. There are times, sometimes I'm preaching, a thought just comes to me. I know for sure it's an angel. Yeah, it says do this, and if you watch me preaching, you see sometimes you see that. Yeah. Whisper. No. One day a brother was going to marry a sister. He had proposed and was virtually getting to take this sister as a beloved. Then he had a dream. In the dream, it was his wedding. And he was the bridegroom sitting in front. And he turned back to see. And this sister was coming down the aisle in her white dress. And as she came nearer, it changed into another person. Yes. Do you understand the dream? Yes. It was his wedding. And then he said, no, I'm marrying the wrong person. It has changed into something else. And he changed his mind. Up to today, he's not married. Yes. He said, no, 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 no. He became afraid of the dream. And you see, the angel said to Joseph, fear not to take Mary, because there are some people you must fear. To marry them, you must be afraid. You should know that you are finished. You are done for. It's a good fear and a necessary fear. Hey. So I don't want your life to be resisted by God. Let the devil resist you, but not God. And if you want God to be on your side, you must humble yourself. And I want to tell you why God resists the proud. I want to shock you. Do you know the first sinner in the universe was not Adam and was not Eve? It was Lucifer. And his sin was pride. Yes, his sin was pride. If you look at Isaiah 14, look like verse 13, 14. Look at what he said. Isaiah. Who? Persona sleepy? Samuel. Step forward. Who is that? Come here. Who is this person sleeping? Has it come at last? Yes. It says, for thou hast said in thine heart, what hast thou said in thy heart? I will ascend, isn't it? And what happened? Yes. How many I wills are these? How many I wills? Go back to verse 13. How many I wills? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 I wills. I will ascend. I will sit. I will exalt. I will be like. And verse 15. Is there one in verse 15? No. Yeah, thou shalt be brought down. But this one doesn't tell you how. But I want you to watch how. Look at Ezekiel 28. Go to verse 15. Ezekiel 28. Ezekiel. Where is the man? Okay. Now look at God. God is also coming with his I wills. What does he say? God has equally 5 I wills to counteract your I wills. When he says, I resist the proud, what you say you will do, then he will also, I will also do this. Look at it. Verse 15. Who is that? That was perfect from the day that was created, iniquity was found. Verse 16. By the multitude of thy merchandise you have filled thee, and thou hast sinned. Therefore, now God also wake up. You will, me too, I will. I will cast thee as profane out. I will cast thee out. Then he said, I will destroy thee. 5 of them. O carving cherub from the midst of the stones of fire. Continue, verse 17. Thy heart was lifted up because of the reason. I will cast thee to the ground. Number 3. Number 4, I will lay thee. Who is that? Did somebody move my scripture? The person should come forward, please. He looks a bit humble and apologetic. Are you exalting yourself above the stars? Okay, you have been forgiven. Go back. Humility has saved him. Now notice this. I will cast thee to the ground. Wow. I mean, this is God. Oh. God is speaking about you in response to you, what you said. You said, I will, because I will. Not the devil. It's very scary. Very scary. Very some way. I tell you, I will cast thee to the ground. I will lay thee before kings, that they may behold thee. Ish. Continue. There's more. Thou hast defiled thy sanctuaries by the multitude of the iniquities. Therefore will I bring a fire from the midst of thee. I will bring something that will destroy you from yourself. In other words, you will say something or do something to yourself that will destroy you. Or you don't understand it? I'll bring a fire from the midst of thee. It shall devour, and I will bring thee to ashes upon the earth. So he, with 5 I wills from Lucifer, God responds with 6 I will. So the scores are 6-5. 6-5. God won. Look at verse 16. Let's count how many I wills God has. 16. So how many? This one is how many? 1 I will. 2 I will cast thee from the mountain of God. I will destroy you. That's 2. Verse 17. The heart was lifted up. I will cast thee to the ground. 3 I will lay thee before kings. 4 thou hast defiled. Therefore will I bring forth a fire. That is 5. And then I will bring thee to ashes upon the earth. 6. Scores 6-5. Wow. So everybody should rather be low. Yes. When you go home, kneel down in your bathroom. That's if you bath. Go and kneel down in your bathroom and pray for forgiveness. You know, the fact that we don't pray for forgiveness every day, it shows. You feel good. You feel very good. You know, one day I was listening to Yonggi Cho preaching. People were laughing. He said, I cast the devil out of me every day. And I was saying, is he serious? And I realized that he's serious. He cast the devil out of himself every day. Devil, I cast you out. we don't feel we need to cast anything out of ourselves. Me, I'm pure. Are you? I'm a virgin, isn't it? 1 in a million. Wow. God says, God resists the proud. So be humble, try hard to be just easygoing, flowing, and see yourself as you really are. Yes. Yeah. One of the amazing things I've seen is beautiful girls who can't marry and don't marry. Yes, beautiful girls. In fact, if you attend weddings, you see that it's not the most beautiful girl who gets married. Yes. In fact, pray that your daughter will not be excessively beautiful. Yes. She just be normal. Just to be normal. Rather than look to. They become difficult to relate with. They feel that so many people like them. Calm down, sister. Calm down. Know who you are, who you are not. There was a lady called Madame Pompidou. Madame Pompidou. From France, yes. She became one of the, either a mistress or a type of a queen, but I think she was a kind of a mistress of the king of France. But she was different from the other mistresses, the other concubines. She knew when she came that she could not keep the king's attention for long. Do you understand what that means? Like the king really liked her and used to spend a lot of time with her, but she knew, no, I can't, because I'm just a woman. And a man like the king will not be interested in me for a long. He will soon see somebody else. That's the reality. So she adjusted herself, and she even became the organizer of beautiful girls for the king. I'm telling you a true story. Yeah. You see, and she maintained her importance. Even when she died, it was a big thing. She maintained her importance and her relevance. She could see who she was not. So, I mean, look at your age, how you are. You can't, the man will not like you for so long. So she made herself important in many ways in the palace. Yes. Madame Pompidou. Yeah. You see, you must know your low estate. Rather than rising up to kill everybody around who rises up. She just said, look, this is the reality. The man is not even going to be interested in me. And even I'm not capable of so many things. Yes. Many people, they are not capable of doing anything for their husbands, but they want to fight anybody who will do anything for their husband. And wipe out the person. Spirit of Atalia. Atalia killed all the king's children. Every challenger to her throne, she killed everyone. Yes. So, I like this verse. Keep looking at it. You see, for he hath regarded the low estate of his handmaiden. Yes. He has regarded the low estate, the low situation. When you come from Africa, nobody needs to tell you of your low estate. You know where you are coming from. It's a low estate. That's why you find people more humble when they come from certain places. It's true. Once a person comes from a certain place, the way the place is, even it ministers to the person that you are nothing. Yes. Yes. And when people live in certain realm, they see themselves. America is the greatest nation in the world. I come from America. I want to give a testimony on TV, and I thank God I was not born in Africa. Glory to God. I'm so grateful to the Lord. I wasn't born in Africa, where the natives are. Restless at night. How many want God to say, listen, I'm on my son's side, I'm on my daughter's side. I'm going to help my little daughter, baby daughter. Yeah. So think of yourself as nothing, which is basically what you are. Nothing. One day I went to a cemetery for a funeral. Not in Ghana, in another country. And I asked the keeper of the cemetery, have you exhumed a body before? He said, many times. And I said, what do you see when you exhume? He said, after 40 years, you get only the fingernails. That's the only thing left. Have you worked in a cemetery before? And why are you saying yeah? Neither. You're just agreeing. But it sounded like you were working there. She's flowing. She's flowing. That's why she's just flowing. Can you imagine just your fingernails? Look at how big and important you are here. Just your fingernails, 40 years, just nothing. That's all you get. And he says sometimes a bit of hair, fingernails, that's all. 40 years, you've disappeared into thin air. That's our low estate. Think about you. Every few minutes you have to go and release some kind of liquid from your body. There must be something wrong. Yes. You have to bath too very frequently. Huh? You have to brush your teeth often. It's amazing. Gases coming out of you. Urine, smell, sweat, stinking, mouth smelling. What is a very low estate? You wonder why we feel so big. Yes. You don't look like you even understand what I'm saying. Like it's like it doesn't apply to you. We are sorry from Tell somebody, look, I'm nothing and I want God to help me. The second reason why humility must be so much in you is because God gives grace to humble people. Wow. And I like that song, Amazing Grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. Put another verse. That taught how to fear, and grace my fears relieve. How precious that grace. When we've been there 10,000 years, when we've been there 10,000, bright shining as the sun, the sun, we've no less days, we've no less days to sing God's praise than when we first began. Amazing grace, amazing grace, how sweet